Hey folks, Mark Zeese here, Bible Land Explorer, and I trust all is well with you in the place where you are. The place where I am is a mangrove forest. On the eastern side of the island of Zanzibar. When I was a student in grad school, I had a teacher who used to describe the flow of history using the metaphor of the breath. Societal complexity, like the chest, rises and falls. Oh, this looks like fun. Check out all of these mangrove roots. Come on. Another metaphor that's been used to describe the flow of human history here in East Africa is the notion of upswing and breakdown. Gwyn Campbell does a great job of applying both of these concepts in his insightful book, Africa and the Indian Ocean World. His approach details three upswings of history here, the first taking place between 300 BC and AD 300. The New Testament period sits squarely in the middle of this. In this window of time, East Africa was integrated into a world economy, complementing the spice routes and the Silk Roads. He proposes that this uprising was propelled by deep-sea trading networks that extended across the Indian Ocean. Traders likely moved goods between the east and west ends of the Indian Ocean using three different spheres or zones. The first of these centered on the Arabian Sea, the second on the Sea of Bengal, and the third on the Great Seas of the Far East, Indonesia and China. Ships and their captains tended to circulate within these three spheres, bumping along the coastlines and shifting goods from one major market to another. As illustration, one scholar has noted, true Romans visited Egypt not often, Arabia and the Euphrates seldom, the Caspian and the Indus River never. Here in East Africa, the major market was known by the name Rapta. We know it from several literary sources. Luxury goods like African ivory, rhinoceros horn, and tortoiseshell were carried from inland regions to Rapta, and from there they were shipped to places as far-flung as China and Rome. Sadly, the location of Rapta has been lost, but many believe it to be located right here in the Zanzibar Islands. Masters of these markets grew rich between 300 BC and AD 300. This in part explains why Alexandria, Egypt is such a big deal. It was a gateway to the south and to the east. It also explains why the Herodian dynasty, you do remember Herod the baby killer of the Bible, it explains why they financially flourished at the Mediterranean end of the first great upswing in the Indian Ocean trade network.